Hey everyone, so week 2 is in the books. I will be giving myself my third shot as well as sharing with you symptoms from week 2 as well as my measurements and weigh in. Let's see if I've lost anything within the past week. Hey everyone, welcome back. Guys, I am absolutely floored at the amount of support that has poured in the last week. I am so grateful for each and every one of you, for all of my new subscribers, for all of my old subscribers. I am so thankful to have you all here. I am so thankful for the supportive community in this space. Listen, I know that weight loss is not an easy topic for anyone. So the fact that I can find support in you guys are my motivators, and I really appreciate you. And I hope that you guys will support each other and continue to progress in your journey, because just reading all of your comments was just so inspiring. A lot of you at the beginning of your journey, middle of your journey, and some of you like a year in. That is absolutely amazing. Continue to keep me updated in your progress. So now, without further ado, let's jump into what you came for. All right, so we are going to jump in first with the shot because I have to get that out of the way. And then we're going to discuss my symptoms from week 2, and I will be updating my measurements if there are any updates and weigh in. This is kind of nerve-wracking because I do this with you. I don't peek before filming this. So I am very excited to see what has gone on and describe everything that I've been through in this past week. Okay, so we're going to start off with the shot. Last week I took it at about 1:30 p.m. This was last Thursday. You guys are seeing this on a Friday. I release my videos on Friday because I need time to edit. But I am going to go back to my right leg. I did my left leg last week. If you were here for the week before that, I started off on the right leg and I was complaining about soreness around my glutes and my thighs. Happened again towards the end of this week. And I honestly think it might be the shot. I would do my stomach, but I don't feel like taking off this bodysuit situation. So we're just going to go back to the right leg. It's not severe. It's like sore, like if I've been working out. I wish I was working out, but that's another subject. I'll discuss in a little bit. But we're just going to go back here and get this done. We are doing the alcohol pad to get this injection in. I've left this for ah! Oh no. Oh no. Does this mess it up? I just dropped my shot. Aww. I think it should be fine. Nobody panic. All right. Let's just get to it. I've already taken it out of the refrigerator for the past 45 minutes. So we are going to take this out. Last week, some liquid came out. So let's see if that's the same. Yeah, a little bit of liquid comes out. It's locked, and now I'm unlocking it. I let this air dry, and we are just going to take this thickums thigh, that's what I call it, and we are going to let it click twice. First click will be the prick, and then the second click will be when it's done. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, guys, third shot is done. So let's talk about symptoms. My second week of symptoms was a lot better compared to the first week, especially in terms of nausea. For the first week, I felt like I was really nauseous the first 3 to 4 days. And it was just almost just like, like I don't know what to do with myself. That kind of morning sickness type of nausea. If you got kids, you know what I mean, if you were pregnant. But this time around, it wasn't that bad. And I feel that by Saturday, it wasn't intense. It was there. It was mild. I think that's the best word to describe it. My symptoms were mild in terms of the nausea. But the first 2 days, especially like the first night. So tonight, I'm going to be keeping my eye on whether or not I am as tired as I was last week. So I definitely was very tired towards the end of the night. So if I gave myself the shot at 1:30 p.m., I was feeling super tired by 7, 8 p.m., like to the point where I just wanted to knock out, but I needed to do things in the house because, you know, you got to wrap up. And I was washing dishes, all the things. But this week, I will be keeping an eye out for that. It is 10:55 in the morning. So I am able to get this done early. I have a lot of errands today, so I just wanted to get this done, and I'm going to monitor the symptoms in terms of how much time is going to pass before I start feeling the next thing. I did get lightheadedness when I wasn't eating like proactively. And what I mean by that is, okay, it's morning time. Did I have something for breakfast? So, did I have a yogurt? Did I have eggs? Did I have something in my system? And if not, then I start to get this mild headache. I start to feel a little bit dizzy. So, I have to get ahead of being hungry. And I think because your hunger is so suppressed, that you don't think really to make anything, which brings me into needing to meal prep, and I have to get on that. I think the best way to see results is meal prepping, and I've never been good at that. So I am going to be looking up recipes, going to be looking at things that are high in protein. I really need to get a better hold of my nutrition. And as far as symptoms, bringing it back down to the symptoms, it was just nausea, it was headaches, lightheadedness, tired, fatigued. And towards the end of the week, so yesterday, Wednesday, I started to feel the soreness in my thighs and my legs again, which is really weird because I'm already approaching the end of the week. And that's when I start to feel like I've been squatting with weights like the entire day. So that was really weird. The other thing is, and then I don't know if this is related. I think I talked to you in my previous video about stress. The stress is killing my back. It's like killing my neck and my nerves. And I'm still feeling that pain, but it's more like tension pain. However, I've heard from other subscribers, and thank you so much for sharing your symptoms and your journey with me and with this community. Please feel free to actually interact with each other because that is very helpful. At least you guys leaving me these comments, it just kind of makes me feel like I'm not alone in this, or like I'm not making these symptoms up myself. But I've heard of joint pain, my hands, guys. I've been feeling like weird, like weakness in my hands, like joint pain, if you will. Like, I'm like, am I starting to get arthritis at the age of 43? Who knows? But I don't think so because this has been since I've been starting my shot, I've been feeling these kind of symptoms. So I want to say it's very much related to the shot. So I've been seeing my chiropractor on Wednesday. So that is the day before my shot. And like I said, this pain has been creeping up on me towards the end of the week. So when I went yesterday, last week, the pain was severe on my right leg and my right side. So when they twist me over, the sensation that I feel in my glute to my thigh, it just makes me let out a scream because it is so tight. So yesterday I went back and same thing happened. I like let out a scream. I'm like, ah, and she was just like, you're really locked up. So I don't know if the shots are just causing that intense glute and thigh pain. I am thinking that the glute and thigh pain are very much associated with the shots. I will try next week to do it on my stomach to see if that relieves any glute and thigh pain that I've experienced. Now, I'm telling you, like, the pain is not something like, oh my God, like I can't move type of pain. It just feels really sore, like workout sore in that area. So, those were the bulk of my symptoms for this past week. But I tell you, it was a pretty good week. I did not feel everything that I felt in the intensity that I felt it from week one. Now, let's get into the measurements because I feel like that's what you're really here for. You really want to know how is this working? I am going to see if this has done anything to my body. I will say that I have not been working out and I feel so guilty about it. Like, I am not motivated to work out at all. And I hate that because I know I have to do it. I think about it every day. And it's more like, oh, I should be working out. And I just don't do it. And it just really upsets me that I am not motivating myself or pushing myself to do that. So, the two things that I want to focus on this week is finding meals to meal prep and finding a workout that's going to work for me. In the past, I've done Beachbody, I've done the workouts with Queen Warriors, and I've also done a personal trainer at the gym. And all three were great. I do great with at-home workouts. I just have to make sure that I am not injuring myself in the process because I've done it twice. With Beachbody, I injured my knees. Like those are high impact workouts. So I need to modify because this body is not what it used to be. And so I need to know what I can and cannot do and not push myself too hard. Like it's okay to push yourself, but just not too much. You know what your body is capable of. So that's what I need to focus on. And I really need to find the motivation within myself to just do it. I want to come back here next week and be like, I got at least 2 workouts in or 3 workouts in because I got to start somewhere. So that is the goal. Guys, help me out with that. Please drop in the comments. Are you struggling with actually exercising? Are you doing this shot and just kind of depending on the shot to shed the weight? Or are you actually engaging in some kind of physical activity to actually boost the weight loss? Because I feel like if I do that, it'll boost the weight loss and I'm also toning. I do not want loose skin. That is one thing that I do not want at all. All right, let's get into measurements. All right, guys, I got my notes. Starting weight was 177.8. I will put the stats somewhere on the screen. Last week, I was weighing in at 175.8, which meant that I lost 2 pounds exactly. If you guys want to start from the very beginning of the journey, I will link that as well so that you guys can check it out. If you want to go in chronological order, then feel free to. But last week, my measurements were waist 36, bust 39, hips 44 and 1/8, left thigh 24, right thigh 24 and 1/8, which by the way, I found interesting. So the left thigh, I didn't really lose any inches. Right thigh, it looked like I had gained some inches. But again, I am injecting myself in my thighs and I don't know if that's causing some kind of inflammation. Left arm 14 and a half, right arm 14 and a half. I've already stated like the arms are important to me because as a Hispanic woman, we tend to have these thick arms. And yeah, so I was very excited that I had lost inches off my arms. So let's get into what it's looking like this week. I am super excited. All right, guys, let's start with the waist. I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to give you, let's do a little body overview. So this is the stomach. We are definitely working on losing this. We've talked about the arms. The back for me is always like huge. Like I don't like this back fat. It really makes me self-conscious. When I put down my arms, you see it even more. And of course the bra doesn't help because it just kind of divides it up. And this is the other view of my stomach. And then you could actually see my chichos on the side. So I am not getting that little, smooth waist that I really am hoping to get, hopefully with this weight loss and exercise and faja. So I've talked about that. I am working on getting a faja video together. I am researching currently which one I want to get. I've had ones that I've worked with in the past that are great. So I'm thinking maybe of just reordering that and just finding the size that works for me. But this, I really want to work on. Right. Measurements, waist. I gotta let it out because I tend to suck in all the time. It's a habit of mine. I have always done it. But let it out. Let's get the real measurement. Waist is measuring at 35 and 9/16. I hope I'm getting these measurements right because girl, this is wild. We'll do the bust at exactly 38 and a half. The hips is at 44. Left thigh, 23 and a half. Right thigh. This is insanity. There's just no way. There's just no way. Am I doing this right? 25. 25. All right, something is so weird about this. Okay, left arm. 14 and 1/8. 14 and 1/8 on the right arm. All right. Those were the measurements. I've lost inches all except my right thigh, and I feel like my right thigh is getting bigger. That is really weird. And I don't know what that means. I don't know how to explain that. I don't know. Okay, so let's do the weigh-in. All right, guys, let's do the weigh-in. All right. 173.8, a steady 2 pounds. All right, so let's discuss final thoughts. I am absolutely thrilled with my results. I am thrilled with losing the inches. I am thrilled with losing the 2 pounds a week. I am okay with that. It seems sustainable. I didn't want to lose a whole mess of weight all in 1 week to then gain it all back. I think that this is a good, healthy way of just losing the weight. I want to thank each and every one of you who has shared your progress from week to week, even starting weight, where you are now. Like, that is a huge motivator for other people in this space. It's a motivator for me. You guys keep me inspired. I know I said it in the beginning of the video, but I really do appreciate that. And I want to continue to hear your progress. So please feel free to drop it in the comments. Feel free to encourage each other and help somebody else. I've seen a few of you do that as well. So that just helps people. It never ceases to amaze me how women can come together and really support each other. And I love that for this space, for this channel. I want you to continue to be there for each other. I want to continue to be there for you and motivate you in this space. So if there's anything that I can do to help that along, please drop it in the comments. And in show of support of yourself and other women, drop a little pink heart in the comments. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So let's keep this going, and may God bless you in new and amazing ways. Take care, everyone.